The Tangent Egg podcast is aimed at a mature audience. It contains themes that are not appropriate for all listeners. It's important to note that we are not experts. We routinely have no idea what we're talking about and are just three idiots sitting around a table. Listener discretion is advised.
Welcome to Tangent Egg Podcast. I'm Seth, and as always with me are Swoosh and John Doe.
Hi.
Hello.
And I think we're going to start out this week.
It's all on fire. It's a horror.
No, I think we'll start out. Yeah, it is something that I think is weird that so many people are getting crazy about, which is the delay of GTA 6.
Yeah.
I don't understand why people are getting so butthurt.
I mean, I get that people, they want the game because it does look pretty awesome.
That's fair.
It's going to work on its own time. Rockstar don't care.
And the delay of GTA 6, apparently for the EA investors call, they were waiting to set the exact date for the next Battlefield game based on when GTA was dropping, so they didn't have to compete. And with GTA being pushed back, the window for the next Battlefield game has opened up massively. So it is likely to be released later this year, which is fucking awesome. I want it. Just remember, no fucking pre-orders.
Yeah. I don't trust pre-orders anymore.
At most, if it's something I'm really, I know I'm going to play, I might pre-order it the day before. Purely because I live in Australia and our internet sucks.
That is true.
Because last thing I want to do is get home from a day of work and be like, cool, I can't play this till everything's downloaded, and that's going to take forever.
Actually, what's coming out soon? Doom Medieval is already going hey, you can pre-download this.
There is something you want to play way more before that comes out.
Oh god, what have I missed?
You know what?
What have I forgotten?
You remember what comes out tomorrow?
No.
Midnight
I barely
Walk.
remember my name half the time. What was that?
Midnight Walk comes out tomorrow.
Oh shit, it does too.
Actually, if you check Steam, it comes out in 6 hours.
Why would you say? Now I have to get it.
Well, because for some reason I have this strange vendetta against your wallet.
Yeah.
I don't know why, for some reason, I just have developed this absolute hate for it and must cause it as much pain as possible.
That is fair.
I don't think
the video game looks like fun. I'm keen.
I don't think I've ever hurt your wallet quite as much as that time we got you that absolutely amazing smoking jacket.
That was a good one. Such a comfy jacket.
It looks so nice with all the filigree that's in that two-tone material. It's amazing.
Yeah.
We've got plenty. But yeah, the fervor around GTA 6 is just bizarre to me. Especially because, how many games have come out and have been this was shit, it should have stayed in the oven a couple months.
Yeah, fucking oath.
Yeah.
It's better to have that bit of a delay and let it cook right instead of just throw it out and make money now. They're going to make money. They're still making arseloads of money off the fucking GTA 5 online.
Mm-hmm.
That's not going to slow down. They can take all the fucking time they want.
Yeah.
I was watching Some Ordinary Gamer the other day. Moonhard made some pretty interesting points. The fact is, AAA gaming, I don't think is going to last much longer. It's probably going to die. But the AA and indies will at least crop it up.
Oh, yeah.
Because,
the gaming industry won't die, but the big dogs will.
Yeah. The big dogs who have been hoarding the shit for so long are going to go under. Because, you look at Expedition 33, because that's what everyone's focusing on at the moment. Because it's 30-odd people over, was it 8 years?
I can't remember what the dev time on that one was.
Yeah, but they've churned out an absolutely amazing game that looks beautiful and is full of... Essentially, they made this thing with love. Actual love, not the discount shit. And everyone else is oh no, how are they getting such good returns on their games? Because their overheads are smaller.
Yeah.
And they're not bound by red tape every 4 seconds.
I think one of the best examples of that, and I know it's the gold standard, was Larian. They nearly bankrupted their company twice to get where they are. And they made money every time. because they took the risks and they made the games they really wanted to make. They didn't bow to a publisher and get fucked. They made a game. Went, can we have the Baldur's Gate license? No, prove it to us. All right, we'll make another one. All right, you can have it now. And then they made Baldur's Gate 3. And I mean, hell, they just, what was it, like a month ago? They put out their last major patch, which added 6 additional classes to the game.
And also just lets people run wild with whatever they want in it to say, you know what, we're done. We're handing this over.
Well, they also have an inbuilt fucking mod creator. Like, they actually have released everything for it. And the mods you make are available on consoles and fucking everywhere.
It's basically they went, go ham. Here's the keys. Enjoy.
Yeah. But my point simply being, like, that's an example of a AA studio that has put the work in, and thanks to their love and dedication for their craft, have been rewarded.
Definitely.
I mean, there's one I gotta check out. It's a collection. I think it's like 51 mini games. But like everything I've read about them is like it's like an insanely like every single one of them's almost a game of its own.
Yeah,
it's not like 2-second game. Like they're fully fleshed out. And there's like 51 of them. It's like UFO 51, I think it is. Damn it, I have to look it up now. It's gonna bug me.
Yeah, no, like that's the great thing. Every so often they're having conversations, and then 3 conversations later, yelling at random things. Like, what? I'm sorry, that's just been annoying me for 3 days.
UFO 50. It's 50 small games all crammed into one. It's supposed to be like a fake discography of a non-existent console. But yeah, apparently a lot of the games are like pretty feature complete for what they are.
Interesting. Is this on Steam?
Yes, it is. It's about $37.
That's a nice, affordable game.
Pretty affordable to get 50 of them. Especially if you kind of like something with a bit of a retro vibe.
It's definitely got like a nice retro vibe. Some of these look like, one looks like Doom kind of thing, but their take on it. Fighting games. I mean, exactly worth it.
I found out about it. I'd heard about it before, but I hadn't really looked into it. And I was watching Super Eye Patch's Will's current like things he's enjoying video, and he talks about 3 of the games in this. I'm like, oh man, I'd buy any one of those. And then he's like, yeah, they're part of this collection. Oh, okay. I might have to buy that.
Collection, you say?
Do go on.
Multiple games for the price of one. Yes, I like that. Although actually, the next game,
screenshots have me interested in these games. There's one that looks like a guy in like bug armor holding a gun. I'm like, I don't know what this is, but I want to play it.
Have you seen Skin Deep?
Skin Deep? Oh no, I heard someone mention it, but I keep forgetting to look into it.
I literally picked it up today because I have to play it. I know, like, normally save the gaming stuff for the month review, but, like, I haven't played this one yet. But essentially, you're an insurance policy as a person. So what they do is, when they send a freighter out, and it might get attacked by pirates, they secretly freeze you inside a cryotube somewhere in the ship. So that if pirates attack, they can defrost you, and you take the ship back.
Why does that sound like fun?
It's an immersive sim with stealth focus. One of the mechanics is when you kill a pirate, you have to take their head off and flush their head outside the ship, because if you don't, they'll regenerate.
Oh, wow, okay.
What is this one called again?
The company you're working for is entirely sentient cats.
All right.
The more I kept hearing about this game, the more I was like, I'm gonna have to play that. It sounds too insane.
I love it. That's on the list.
And it's completely single player.
Yes, and it's across multiple levels, and they get more complex as you play through different levels. Yeah, you can do things like get outside the ship and then shoot a window and vac all the pirates into space.
Nice.
All right, that's your gaming references until the end of the month.
That's the one good thing. Now we get on
Fine.
to bad.
But yeah,
Right, so
GTA
now,
6. Yeah.
Back to the topic list.
We went off a bit of a tangent there, but it was fine.
One of the writers for the most recent hero for Apex Legends, 24 hours after that character went live, they were fired.
Which is pretty fucking wild.
Yeah.
Oh no, you want to know wild? She got her own announcement email just before getting let out of the studio.
That's so very fucked.
Oh.
And yet I can see them doing it, so it's like, oh, yeah.
Oh, that's just salt in the wound, that is.
Yeah. And that's part of that 300 to 400 people that were laid off that we talked about last week with the Titanfall thing. This is more of that.
Oh, that's dumb.
Yeah, that's...
Although, I will admit, I do really like this thing at the bottom of this PC Gamer article. Where they're like, these are now the reasons you can get fired. Your game doesn't do well, which, sure, harsh but understandable. Your game is called a success by Microsoft. Microsoft then lays you off.
Yeah.
You help make a game successful as Marvel Rivals, you then get laid off. Your studio gets acquired for over $60 billion, you then get laid off. You endure executive pressure that forces you to make games your studio isn't good at making. It doesn't go well, you're then laid off. Someone decides your portfolio needs to be aligned, reorganized, restructured to become more flexible, agile, and versatile under economic industry conditions. Meanwhile, your CEO spent $2 million on vintage cars. You are then laid off. The gaming industry at the top level is a fucking dog pile right now.
And it's only eating itself. Like, there's going to come to a point where people just won't want to work for these companies.
Yeah.
Like, you have no fucking stability. If I had the option of working for a AA or a AAA, I'd go the AA. This pay packet may be smaller, but I'm more likely to get it for longer.
Hell, even if you don't get it for longer, you're probably going to have more creative input.
Yeah.
And be able to really leave a bit of your own mark on a game. And come on, I don't remember the last AAA that I really was like, oh my god about.
No.
Everything that I've really been like losing my shit over lately has been AA or better. AA or lesser, sorry, not better. I mean, I hope Doom Dark Age is good, but like, it's going up against Clear Obscura, and that game is just... And then you had South of Midnight before that. It's just like, the AA space has just been doing so much better.
Well, I guess that extra freedom does kind of help them.
Yeah. It does. It lets you do way more... it's why we got the Hellblade games. Because that small studio decided they wanted to really do this one particular idea, and they successfully executed on it twice.
Yeah.
I just say I couldn't tell you the last AAA game that I was excited about, or the last AAA game that went Game of the Year.
I've been excited for a few of them until we get closer to their release and the cracks start showing early.
Yeah.
I get excited for the promise of them.
I will freely admit, like, I probably judge AAAs a little more, but, like, you dump AAA money in.
Yeah.
When a little indie comes out and does something creative, I'm not expecting EA, Activision, Blizzard levels of production. But when those companies put out games, I'm like, come on, guys, you had the fucking money and resources. Fucking pony up. Probably why the only AAA game I could probably honestly say I'm, like, genuinely excited for is GTA 6. But that's because Rockstar will just let that fucker cook until they're ready.
Yeah.
And because I know fuck all about it.
Well, I know, even if I know stuff about it, like, I know a little bit about the characters, but, like, that doesn't mean dick shit in a GTA game. Half the fun of GTA is wandering into the backcountry and seeing what you find.
Oh, God, there was some interesting things in those games out in the middle of nowhere.
I mean, come on. This time we're going to be able to, jet boat around the fucking Everglades. That's going to be fucking sick.
Oh, I'm going to have far too much time on that. I'm going to be eaten by a lot of gators. Like, so many gators.
Well, the point is, it's one of the few studios that is still yet to burn me. And I can feel okay being excited about the products.
Like, I don't think I've ever had a issue with any GTA that I've played. They've always just been entertaining kind of game. I got what I paid for kind of things.
Yeah, you get what's on the tin.
There is Grand Theft and there are automobiles. I am in.
Yeah. And, you usually get a pretty good physics engine, a reasonably well-realized city. Kind of wish I could go in more buildings than you're generally able to, but I know there's limitations to what you can do with a video game.
Can you imagine destruction in a GTA game?
Oh.
Like being able to bring a building down.
GTA cross fucking Red Faction.
Fuck yeah.
That would be amazing. I would play that game.
I mean, I just wanted to make another Red Faction game. Jesus.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
I would love that. But who owns the rights to that one now?
I think it's in a little bit of a right hell right now.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure a studio other than its original studio owns it right now.
Which is
But I'd
always
have to
a fun
look
thing.
into it to know for sure who owns it right now. I think it might be THQ Nordic.
What was their
wanna
most
say-
recent one? It's the one where you're, for some reason, underground and can't do anything.
Oh, yeah, Armageddon. That was the terrible one.
Armageddon. It was horrible. I didn't like
Everyone
it.
liked Gorilla.
The one before it was
Gorilla was great.
Gorilla was
I
very...
mean, like, everyone was like, oh, I really wish we could dig into the ground. No, the hyper-detailed buildings were better. They made the right choice.
They exploded.
Being
better.
able to nuke every building down to its foundation, yes. I would have just rather make it even more detailed. Allow me to break buildings apart more, instead of the point where it's like they just sort of phase into the earth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But again,
Oh,
you're
God.
trying to do a destruction engine on the 360.
I want to
That's
see
how
what
fucking
it
old
could
that
do.
game is.
Yeah, I want to see it done again on a system that could handle it. Just let us have this.
You had Bad Company. Like, you had the old Battlefield games. They weren't detailed.
God,
You had
the
really good destruction.
Bad Company. Those two games were great. Bad Company 1 and 2
Fucking
are absolutely
oath.
stellar.
They were so much fun.
I really feel
That was
like
being the old men of video games. Remember when?
and like I keep like trying to get us onto topics, and it's just like, oh, we've got on another game rant. Even after I said we'd stop, it's just like clearly this week we're like, I don't want to talk about the world. I want to talk about video games.
Yeah, pretty much.
Outside bad, video games good.
I feel like I can actually make a difference in fucking video games.
Yeah, sure. That's the fantasy part.
Do you want to talk about Epic doing something good?
Epic done
I
a
mean,
good thing?
There's a first.
Was it
for
fixed
anything, sure.
their shop front?
No.
No. They made that worse.
Which is kind of important because it does relate to storefronts.
Yeah.
So, following their victory over Apple and their whole like in-app stuff, Epic's decided that for the first $1 million that a game makes on their platform, there will be no rev share to Epic.
Nice.
That's cool. That's
Studios
actually
will
really
make
cool
their
for
first
indies and that
million
kind of shit.
themselves. Yeah, it's amazing for them. I'm not going to buy anything on Epic.
Yeah,
No.
it's
You
nice
burnt
that
me
they
too
did
early.
something. Yeah, like it feels like you're watching two giant monsters battle over a city in the distance. It's like you're just taking bets on which one's going to win. It's like, oh, the big monkey won. Awesome. Suck it, little lizard. I made $50. Back to hiding in the bunker now. So
Yeah.
I don't care what they do, but it's nice that one of them won.
No, you know what it is? It's more like you're watching the monkey fight the lizard, and then you're like, okay, that was cool. The monkey won. And then you turn around and watch the real fight with the big lizards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Epic's over here in the background having a beef with Apple, and then you turn around and there's Steam just being like, cute.
Steve's just Galactus coming like closer and closer.
I won't talk about Gok. I won't talk about Gok. I won't talk about Gok.
It's all. If only there was a place you could get offline launches for your games.
Fuck you. That's such a digital ownership you can have. Fuck you. So, Donald Trump wants to put 100% tariffs on movies produced outside of the United States.
I love that the collective response from the movie industry has just been, how?
You want to softball that one past us again?
But
maybe speak English this time, please.
is it only movies, or can we do a season of hour and a half episodes that aren't related at all?
But then you compile them together. They just happen to be.
Yeah. Just release them individually.
And we call it McBain.
Yeah.
Look,
I don't know.
I don't know. I haven't been able to dig up exactly the language on it, other than the messages put out by Trump, where he's like, he really wants movies made in America again. There's a massive digital effects scene in Australia which supports most of the movies industry.
Yeah.
If you haven't,
We're out of animes left when they shut down our studios.
I know, no one watches credits, but if you do happen to stay to the end of the credits, you'll see a bunch of Australian logos there, because we do half your VFX.
Yeah.
We do a majority of it.
And
it's why to be a dick.
And come on, most movies will do a location shoot.
Yeah, we
Unless
have
you're doing,
all of the required biomes.
I mean in Australia, in general, movies will do a location shoot. Australia just happens to be part of that. No, what is it? New Zealand has crazy good tax benefits if you go film there. It's like half of American shows are actually in New Zealand.
Yeah, which I love.
I know most of Stargate was filmed in New Zealand, if I recall.
Yeah. A large majority of their off-planet stuff was just one of the islands, which I love.
So, it just seems like another one of those unnecessarily wild swings from Trump. Yeah. I want movies in in America, so we're going to tariff them if they're not made here. How's that supposed to work? Especially because typically tariffs are done on commodities. Entertainment isn't a commodity, so generally is immune to tariffs. So what's
maybe
a
that's
tariff
on
a thing you're not supposed to tariff?
It's almost like a producer somewhere bought 3 or 4 Trump coins and sat down and said, I want this. I'll give you more. I'll buy more coins if you give me this. And that's all they've done. They just come out and then spat some bullshit. It's like, okay, I've done what I can anyway.
Capitalism at its finest.
Speaking of Trump coin, he has recently put out a promotion for his Trump coin where I think it's the top 10 or 14 people who hold his coin for a certain amount of time will get to have a special dinner with him at a special location, which previously was stated as the White House.
I'm calling it now. I'm pretty sure this is just a way for him to lure away people to steal their organs so he can live longer.
I mean, it's kind of bribery of a president.
Yeah, it is. Yes, definitely. It also just says if you buy or give me a shit ton of money, you can come and give me whatever information you like, son.
Or I can give it to you.
Yeah.
I almost laughed my ass off if the special place was like a McDonald's birthday party.
I would love that.
He gets an ice cream cake and everything.
Donald Trump strikes me as the kind of person who carries around one of those, those like mobile FPOS machines. I reckon he carries one of those around with him just to try and get people to pay him. Just scan your card. Go on.
Just got it active in his pocket, and anytime you brush up next to him, oh.
Yeah, you just hear the beep.
He gets given a Burger King crown once, and that's it. I am king now. I have a crown.
Look, I'm not going to pretend
it's the greatest crown of ever time.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, no, I'm not going to lie and say that it doesn't call to you at the dark of night and put me on your head.
Wait,
I trust anyone our age to get around.
Is it the shitty paper one or the really good quality inflatable Burger King?
No, shitty paper one.
Shitty paper one. That one.
The one that's going to turn orange on the inside just from contact with his brow. It'll just smudge a line straight fucking through it. That ink isn't even surviving.
Definitely.
But when you mentioned the Trump at a McDonald's, all I can imagine was actually like an entire birthday party set out in front of like a ball pit, and then him just popping out of it going, surprise!
Just popping up. Tariffs! Kind of to the other side. Build a wall!
There's a 100% present tariff to attend this party.
Oh, God. Has anyone actually explained to him what tariffs are yet? Because I think he doesn't really understand.
No, I didn't.
Every time he talks about them, he's like, oh, no, they're going to pay the tariffs. He's like, no, it's the other way around, man. Come on.
Well, I think that sort of came about when he told Amazon they couldn't put the fucking tariff prices on there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
he's aware. Like, also when he came out and said, you'll have less shit, but it'll cost more. Like, not a selling point, asshole. Jesus.
Oh, was it in the interviews? Maybe little girls will only have 2 dolls instead of like 16. It's like, buddy, no, that doesn't make it sound better, buddy. Stop.
You're saying the quiet part loud.
Yeah. The quiet part isn't the sales pitch. Stop doing that.
So, before we go through all our like silly material, do we want to talk about the serious thing?
We should
Fine.
At least one serious thing.
So, India has just shot missiles at Pakistan.
Yeah. But this has been brewing for a while.
We're getting close to apocalypse bingo, because aren't they both nuclear powers?
They are.
Yes,
yeah.
they are.
And one has been quoted as reminding the other that they are a nuclear power.
So, yeah, that's happening.
Just settle it with like a Great British Bake Off, but with like who produces the best curry, who produces the best naan, and then have the world decide.
Perfect.
No,
but
it has to be a shawarma contest judged by the Avengers.
Yes. Honestly, at this point, if the nuclear apocalypse comes from India and Pakistan as opposed to the US, I'll be very surprised.
I wouldn't.
Because it would be horrible either way, and I'm probably going to be very angry either way.
No, it's more like America likes to have a good faith.
True.
We're expecting it to happen because, like, Putin or someone's going to try and slap him, and it's not going to go well. But, like, Pakistan and India, they don't care.
Yeah.
They'll do whatever they're going to do. And it's not to say that they wouldn't want to come off well if they could, but, like, they're not going to give a shit if the greater world gives a crap. If they want to shoot nukes at each other, they're going to fucking do it.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Whereas America would want to feel like it's been hurt so that it could justify it and make it, oh, no, it was a reasonable response to do that.
Honestly, every time I look at America in any way, it feels like that drunk guy who's just trying to pick a fight. Just, fucking hit me. Just to they want that excuse to swing back.
Yeah.
That's what America seems like to me at the moment. It's just like they're waiting for someone to take a hit. And like just someone to take a swing at them.
Go on, hit me. Come on, say oil. Come on. Have a go.
Oh, fuck. But yeah, that's kind of the big one. I don't have an awful lot of updates on it, other than it happened. We're kind of waiting to see
it's only happened in the last, 48 hours, I think, for us.
Yeah, we're kind of waiting to hear the fallout from it and see what's actually going to go down, if it's going to escalate or if, like, somehow that's going to just be it. But I highly doubt that they're going to shoot a bunch of missiles and not retaliate.
I couldn't see any of the official reasons as to what they said it was, like the reasoning.
Yeah, I hadn't seen anything either.
Yeah. There was a response from the Indian leader, but I couldn't find anything definitive that wasn't locked behind a paywall, which is kind of weird, but...
Yeah.
One of those things, I reckon, like, this kind of breaking news should not be behind a paywall.
Yeah, even if, like, okay, fine, paywall the rest of your goddamn site. I'm not going to use it, but do you, boo. But yeah, like, breaking world news like this that could possibly escalate into some serious shit, yeah, maybe don't paywall that. Maybe just let people know what's going on.
Yeah. Just, be a free media for a change, please. That'd be great.
I mean, honestly, like, paywalls are those annoying things that I can slightly understand. Like, you're not getting advertisers on that sort of content, so you're going to need to get money from somewhere. How about the people who might want to read your articles? Unfortunately, you're competing with an awful lot of free.
Yeah.
You're not the only game in town anymore.
Why do I have to pay to see your biases? I've already got other biases I can get for free.
Am I the only one who's not who finds that whole ground news thing you keep hearing about sketchy for some reason?
Yes,
I
agree. It's I don't like it because it's like, oh, it occasionally puts in things you don't like, so you make sure you're not stuck in a bubble. It's like whilst making a bubble. Like, it's just...
Well, theoretically, the idea is you would be able to see when you're in the bubble, and you can actively choose to read articles that cross the line, so you can try and learn other stuff from what they're talking about. But there's just something about it. It's the eternal question. I'm not saying they're doing what they did, but it was the same kind of feeling I got about Honey, where it's like, how are you making this profitable?
Yeah. Because, like, it would just be them, assuming, selling all of your data to everyone.
Well, I mean, part of it is I believe you have to have a subscription to Ground News.
Yeah.
But then it's like, oh, well, then you're incentivized by the demographic of people who subscribe the most to promote their content so they stay on your site. Wouldn't that inherently decrease the non-biasing of your supposedly non-biased news site?
I just don't trust any filter that's paid for, like, in that way, where it's just like, oh, hey, let us filter your news for you. It's like, I could understand filtering emails and all that kind of shit, like, to a lesser extent, but filtering out world news or letting someone else decide what I should see is not a good thing.
Yeah, but, like, if you don't actively go looking for news sites, you're already letting algorithms do that.
Yeah.
That is true, yeah.
So, like, I understand the concept and that it's supposed to be more visible, but I don't know. There's just something about it that feels off. I can't put my finger on it.
Yeah.
And
I think we've just been burnt by too many things.
Yeah, honestly, at this point, I feel like I'm just, like, skeptical. Something's telling me it's going to benefit me. Is it? Is it really?
That's the thing. It's kind of like a weird thing in your brain. You're like formed from trauma, where it's just, I don't trust this. This is too good. This seems too good to be true. Therefore, it must be untrue.
Well, I think part of it is also I've seen a few other services that are claiming the exact same shit as Ground News. That we're an independent news organization and we provide articles to you from a variety of sources, so you can see exactly what's happening on the left and the right and the center and blah, 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 blah. We're all factual. Who verifies those facts?
Yeah.
To guarantee that website's... I just have so many questions that it just makes me go, I don't trust.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, at least our podcast starts with don't trust us.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Our stance is generically, don't listen to us, we're idiots.
But yeah,
it should never be taken seriously.
Ground News, and like I said, I've seen a couple other ones where they're so focused on this authoritative, like, we are going to give you the correctness. And it's just like, suspicion's too high. Yeah.
It just sets up the heckles. Like the fact that you're saying it's you're going to give me the right news is that you shouldn't have to specify right news.
Sorry, right news is probably a little hyperbolic for the statement, but you know what I mean. But the idea that we're going to create this space where you can find all the information and you'll be able to be so informed and really know what you're talking about. It's just like, I don't know. Something just feels sketchy.
Yeah. It does give off Honey vibes, I'll definitely say that.
Yeah. Not quite the same, because Honey I always was like, how do you make money? Because, like, I find the product, how are you making cash out of that? Whereas at least Ground News is a subscription service, so it's like, okay, the $12 is the profit, theoretically. But it's like, I don't know. I always look at it and just feel like...
Where are they scrounging the news from if every other fucking site needs a fucking paywall?
I know, right? I don't know. I don't use them. Because I don't feel comfortable with it. And I'm only expressing it here just as something to talk about. because I just feel sketch about it. I don't feel like I can trust that source, so I don't use it. But I hear about it all the time because, of course, they're sponsoring every fucking YouTuber under the sun, which also feels like a red flag these days.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely. Like, there's
If
very
you-
few products that a YouTuber has ever put up that I've dealt with, and I think the only one really is Gamer Subs.
Yeah.
Like, that's about it.
But even then, they've gotten a little sketch lately.
Yeah.
Not sketch. They embrace the meme a little too hard, in my opinion.
No, that can happen.
Like they're a lot of their stuff is they're all VTuber flavors now. There's nothing that's just a flavor. They're really leaning super hard into the waifu merch and cups, particularly after Shy Lily bought in, because now all her merch drops go through Gamer Subs. Although that did result in one of the best creator codes for a discount I'd ever seen.
What was that one?
So Shy Lily sold more Gamer Subs than Russian Badger did, despite him having joined the company way earlier. So his discount code changed from Badger to Harpoon. Because if you don't know, Shy Lily's whole VTuber personality is she's a whale.
Yeah. Perfect.
So Carl Urban's looking like he's coming back to do another Dread.
I am actively excited for that. I loved the new Dread movie.
I just like Carl Urban, honestly.
He had the scowl. That was the important thing. They knew what they were after in casting. It's like, make the angriest face possible just with your mouth. Okay?
Because you're never taking that helmet off.
Yeah. I like that they never took the helmet off. It's one of the few times where they've had a movie for a character that has something like they never take the helmet off, where they actually kept to it. The only other one I can think of being Mandalorian. But even then, they eventually broke that.
Eventually, yeah. But, like, it works so well. He got the perfect face for it. Although, the show, I still say, to this day, that if I could make Carl Urban go make another season of, would be Almost Human.
That was such a good show.
Fucking best.
That was a good
The fact that didn't get to keep going is an absolute travesty.
Yeah. I need to rewatch that at some point. It's fucking great fun.
It's one of my favorite shows to give to people and not tell them that it was cancelled.
Oh, you bastard. Oh,
there's this really cool sci-fi show starring Carl Urban you might like. Have fun. And then, oh, hey, when's the next season, Dad? It got cancelled. There's never going to be any more of it.
Yeah, never. It's never happening. Goodbye.
That's just nasty.
Why would you do that? The one I do that for is Better Off Ted.
Oh, yeah, that one's good too. That show's so fucking dope.
Better Off Ted was a travesty. Where it's like, it won so many awards for best comedy, and then halfway through a second season, like, nah.
We're just gonna nix this. Why? It's doing great. What's the other one? Oh, and the other one I really wish that they'd gotten to do more of was Moonbeam City.
I haven't actually watched that one.
You've never watched Moonbeam City? Okay. Moonbeam City is one of my favorite animated shows that got made. It's a satirical cop show, but it's got the visual aesthetics of like 70s futurism.
Oh, okay. Definitely not me googling this right now.
One of the episodes starts with the main character whose name is Dazzle Novak.
Oh my god, they are so pale.
Yeah, I know. He's DJing at a child's rave, because if you're gonna have him rave, you gotta have him rave early. And his offsider, whose name is Chrysalis, is complaining that the kids don't know the difference between the ecstasy and the child's ecstasy vending machines. Yeah, it's an absolutely absurd show. Unfortunately, it only ever got one season, but it's really funny. Would highly recommend Moonbeam City.
That sounds like fun. I have been watching this the new season of Grimsburg. That's been pretty entertaining.
I don't really like those shows.
That one's
all
one of the
kind
few
of the
ones
same show by the same guy.
Same show, same guy, just a different theming to them.
Yeah, I'm not super into them.
Hmm.
I think I watched the one where the one where they're sheriffs for a bit.
Oh, no, that one is much lower quality, yeah.
Yeah. But, like, it kind of soured my opinion on his humor and stuff. And it's like, oh, well, then when I found out that that's just a rebranding of another show he already made, it's like, oh, you're just doing the same thing, but in slightly different settings.
Pretty much.
Yeah,
He's just changing
I'm kind of over that.
That's fair. Good times. What other stuff have you been watching?
I mean, I've been watching the new Doctor Who. Righteous Gemstones just finished. They wrapped their last episode.
That was
show's
a really
complete.
fun one. Yeah, so it's actually the end now, isn't it?
Although, what the fuck with the, 10 minutes of left field that came in that episode?
Yeah.
What the... You've watched it, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Minor spoilers for, the last episode of the Righteous Gemstones. That whole shit with Corey just shooting people... what the fuck? Where did that come from?
Looking back at it now, and, because I've been rewatching the series with a mate, there are points where it's you find out and he just kind of stops and walks away. It's I didn't realize the guy who played Stifler is actually a really good actor if given direction.
Yeah.
Despite I've seen Wrath of Becky and he played a really good character in that.
Yeah.
But if you rewatch the series, you start seeing little nits of it where it's he was broken there already. Okay, fair. It's so much good foreshadowing.
Yeah.
It's almost as well foreshadowed as the Locust Plague from one of the seasons.
Yeah.
Whereas in the background, all you see is reports on TV screens of locusts, and at one point, one of them's reading a newspaper that talks about locust swarms getting closer. But never.
But they never bring it up.
Yeah.
Yeah. The show's finished now, so if you've been waiting to watch The Righteous Gemstones, seriously, it's done. It's really good. It punches up, not down. Yeah, it's a great show. Would highly recommend. And I literally picked it up because I just wanted to watch a show with John Goodman in it.
Yeah. So far, John Goodman has not steered me wrong. Remember the movie he was in that was done by... Who was the guy who did Jay and Silent Bob? Kevin Smith.
Yeah.
His one, Red State, he did that one. That was a great movie. So much fun. I love the way that one ended. Just with the bunch of potheads and a loudspeaker. Goddamn.
I've been still watching the new Doctor Who. That's good. They actually did an entire episode that... They did a great episode where I'm I don't know where this is going, long term. They did an episode where he's not in the episode for the whole episode until right at the end. It's basically a non-Doctor episode. But the Doctor that arrives there hasn't met the companion for the season yet. Which I know doesn't sound right, but he's already this is the fourth episode into the season. So he has the companion. But in this one episode, this Doctor doesn't know who she is yet. So it's before he met her.
That's fun.
It's just what's that gonna do? And that means there's another antagonist out there, theoretically. This random dude. And it's what's gonna happen? What's going on? This season's getting me really intrigued with little mysteries and plot threads, and I'm ooh, I'm really down.
The first season of this new Doctor, I thoroughly enjoyed. The first episode is extremely creepy. The Space Babies one is creepy. Mostly because limitations of technology and shit.
Yeah,
it's mostly one of them just looks like a really sad baby, but it's I love you, person. It's that's creepy.
I mean, that's the limitations of babies. You can't really be now, smile.
Yeah, smile more. Gotta shake the baby more. But the first episode of the second season, the Robot Revolution, holy shit, that one's fun. Just a world where all the rich kids are sent just to be basically kept out of the way. They work 2 hours a day, and then they get the party, and that's it. But they all have the bubbles of social media around them, so you literally can't see the world around them. Basically, it's just Twitter and what is it? TikTok on steroids. But the thing that's always following them just hates them. Hates them so much that it genetically engineers a creature just to eat them slowly and painfully. And then directs them to walk into them because they're not paying attention. And it's so much fun.
Although I missed, when I first watched that episode, I completely missed the last thing they did in that episode because I didn't get what was going on until my housemate pointed out that it was a racism thing.
Yeah. Yeah. It was after everything, they just turned around and essentially spit in his face and refused to let him help.
Yeah, because he's black. And I completely missed it. I was like, I didn't understand what's going on. And my housemate just turns to me and goes, it's because he's black. Just like, oh shit, fuck, I didn't even register it.
Yeah. Oh god, I love the heel turn of the chick at the end. Oh, just right before she catches up with them, and just the guy she abandons, like, no, he was so lovely. But no,
I mean, Doctor Who's doing really great. Tucci's doing amazingly as the Doctor. I love him.
Which I'm really happy about.
More. He's only contracted out, as far as I know, until the end of the current season, and I really hope they pick him up for some more. He's doing an amazing job.
He could be the new Tennant, essentially. Just like, keep going, have fun.
Definitely think he could.
Because they have a lot more freedom to be happy and fun and do what they like now. It's less of the Doctor must be sad.
Well, we're not with. I think it's Chibnall was the previous guy.
Yeah,
I think he was the writer, and he didn't do well. I mean, we all know he did.
The Timeless Child and that.
But Whittaker, he did her dirty.
Yeah, he really did.
He did not write good plot lines for the first female Doctor. And I mean, they're already doing some plot lines that involve the fact that the main character, the Doctor now is African American. So it's like you can talk about it. It's the character. You're allowed to address it. So why didn't we get any female-focused plot lines?
Yeah, they waited a season to do it, which I quite like. So they let that one simmer in the background as opposed to just being up front in your face of, look at the thing! She's a woman Doctor! But, They gave it time to breathe and find its legs first, and then threw it at them.
But they've generally been. I mean, I'm not saying that they're cramming the fact that he's African American in your face, but they make reference to it.
No.
There's in the current season, he's got I think she might be Indian, a dark skinned companion. And they go back to I think it's the 1950s, and the Doctor basically warns her we got to be careful. We look the way we do in the 1950s.
Yes. Definitely.
You can make a reference to it and acknowledge it. You just don't have to do crazy shit with it. And that's how you get really cool moments where you suddenly realize, oh, fuck.
Yeah. But no, I'm enjoying the hell out of it. It's very fun. It feels more like old Doctor Who when Tennant was still around and things were less war-heavy. They could have more fun.
Is it just me, or is the fact that he has a clothes tube awesome?
Yeah, the clothes tube is so much fun.
Because, there's always been this implication that somewhere on the TARDIS there is a giant wardrobe with every costume you could possibly want. Now, instead of, them just opening the door, they always run into a tube and then out the other side of it, and they're in the new period costumes. It's just I don't know why, but it makes me happy that he has a clothes tube.
I remember seeing online, because I only recently started watching this version of the Doctor, because I wasn't happy with the last one because of the horrible writing for the character. But then I got into this one. It's very fun. I'm a bit confused why people are jumping up and down. It's he's a gay Doctor. It's one of the biggest things of this series ages ago was Jack Harkness. Do you remember Jack Harkness?
Yeah, he would go anything.
Yeah. Meanwhile, the Time Lords have always been said to have the same kind of thing. It's they could change gender next week. They don't give a shit. It's intellect and everything else that's meant to be attracted to them. So it's just fun watching the newer fans get really weirdly about it.
It's weird because he's got. I think I was talking to someone and it's he's got what most people would have considered 90s gay energy.
Yeah.
But
He's the
it doesn't
90s
feel
gay friend kind of it.
But he doesn't feel like, at least for me, I don't think I'd have ever said he was gay. But he's definitely got that kind of like energy, and he's going to take his best friend, and we're going to go on crazy adventures.
Yeah, this is going to go off and have fun in time and space.
Yeah, it's fantastic. Like, honestly, if you tapped out on Whitaker, tap back in on the new guy. He's really good.
Yeah, no, I've definitely tapped back in. I might go back and rewatch some of like the stuff leading up to his appearance, but that's about it.
It's funny because every time you say Whitaker, my head goes straight to Josh Whitcomb.
Nah.
Very different person, but
That'd be an interesting Doctor.
And they've been like really digging into the real back end catalog of villains and storylines, so I'm really keen to see where they're going.
They mentioned the Rani in the first season of it, and that's the first time we've had confirmation of that being canonized into the new stuff.
Yeah.
So that's going to be fun.
I mean, like, the current leading theory is that Mrs. Flood is somehow the Rani. But, like, whatever she's got going on, it's complicated. Like, she's popping up all over the place, and she knows stuff, and she seems to be collecting, and I don't know why.
Yeah. Any collector in these kinds of series always ends badly for everyone involved.
It's more that, like, there's an episode that's a callback, and I won't spoil it, but at the end of it, there's a potential for the creature to have survived, and then she shows up. And then, in this most recent episode, there's another potential nemesis character for the Doctor, and she goes and gets him. It's like, what are you collecting? What are you doing? Yeah. I'm really interested to know.
Collecting doctors. Actually, no, that's happened before.
I was about to say, I'm pretty sure that's already been done.
Definitely has. No, that collection is complete without the collection.
At this point, I feel like Doctor Who's the new Simpsons of like the Simpsons did it. It's like the Doctor Who's done everything at this point.
I would love for a Doctor Who big one where it's like all the crossovers, someone kidnapping all the doctors. Like, I have the collection, only for them to go back in time and thwart their own plans because they want to steal the collection because no collection is complete without the collection. And just watch them logic themselves to death. The Doctor in the background just doing nothing. Like, wait, what? What is happening?
I feel like you just hurt my own brain hearing you say that.
They've had mad nutter.
They've had a really solid bit of restraint to not use the dialects or Cybermen recently, which is fucking good. They've not used any of the easy villains.
Like, there are so many villains from early Doctor Who. Vampires were a thing in early Doctor Who. Yes, they were alien parasite, but...
I mean, you've watched the whole the first of this guy's thing, yeah?
Yeah.
I mean, they went back and got Death. He was from a one-off episode in, like, I think it was the dude with the multicolored scarf. I think it was his era? I can't remember. It's been a while. But, like, he's like a one-off villain from one episode who's referenced in one other episode, and they built an entire multi-part storyline out of it.
I like what they do.
It's just like... I mean, bringing back the Toymaker.
Clinging. Yeah, this guy... They're bringing back a lot of old villains, just clinging to the TARDIS as it's going through the warp, getting more and more insane. Oh, God.
And I mean, like...
And bringing back the Primordials.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And they've been so fun. But Neil Patrick Harris is the Toymaker. Perfect casting. Could not have done it better.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
But yeah, bringing back the Primordials is great. The ones in the first season are good. I think they've only fought one so far in the second season. But he's a lot of fun too. He's a really... Actually, you'll really dig him. You're an animator. You'll like him.
Nice. I just love the fact that they just encompass a random trait, like music and stealing music from the world and that kind of stuff. Like, that's fun. Interesting.
And they're not like typical gods of like, you know, nature, like fire and earth. It's like, no, they're like weird concepts and ideas and things.
Esoteric concepts.
Way more interesting.
Yeah.
Especially for a character like the Doctor. Like, I feel like if you'd done a standard like air, fire, water thing, it would have just been like, oh yeah, the Doctor just logics his way around it. But when you have something as esoteric as, this person is stealing the joy of music from the world. How do you fight that?
Yeah. Which, I love the fact that they fight it with the Beatles.
Yeah, I know, right?
So much fun.
Well, that was a bit of a rant and a half.
Look, you got a bunch of nerds talking about about Doctor Who. We're going to be here all day. Like, I think it's one thing that we have collectively seen majority of.
I haven't watched it. Matt Smith is the last time I watched it. I sort of dropped right off after that.
Capaldi wasn't bad. He was the one after Matt Smith. It took him a while to get his feet, but eventually he was pretty fun.
I think the problem they had with Capaldi is they spent about a season still writing Matt Smith, but trying to get Capaldi to act it, and it didn't work.
Yeah, that always happens, like, the first switch to a Doctor. I think this is the first time I've seen one change... Actually, no. What's his name? Matt Smith did kind of just crash into his character.
Yeah, he was pretty good.
I do like, there is a really good special for Doctor Who that shows the original Doctor being dramatized into a series. And the eventual handover and everything, because the actor was getting a bit, foggy. He was getting dementia. But apparently after that, because the first Doctor knew what every button on that console did. He had labeled everything. He knew what he was doing. And when he tried to teach the next guy, he's like, oh no, I'll just push buttons. They'll fix it in post. The next Doctor who did that was Matt Smith. So he just liked the tactile thing, but he's like, what's this button do? It's like, it's this button. It does this. It's like, cool. So he doesn't just hit random shit. He actually presses things in a kind of system in his own head. But apparently he broke numerous switches as he wore the fuckers out. He's like flipping things like, I'm doing stuff. But there's a wonderful scene in that documentary where it's the guy who played like the caretaker from Harry Potter. I can never remember the actor's name. He plays the first Doctor. And it's him handing things over to Matt Smith, who's playing with knobs and buttons. It's like, how dare you make me feel sad about Doctor Who, bastards? That's Doctor Who's job! But worth watching. I have to find that again. It's a great documentary.
I will admit, I'm not... I don't hate it, but I do slightly dislike that the current Doctor's TARDIS is very clean. It's got a very Apple vibe.
It is very
I like him to have a little bit of texture. But I mean, like I said, clothes tube. I love the clothes tube.
No, it took me a second to realize what he was using was his screwdriver. Because I'm like, what are this?
It's he's got sort of like a much more like Palm Pilot type deal.
Yeah. It feels like more of a Swiss Army knife than it does a screwdriver.
But it
apparently
also
still shows us scans on screwdrivers.
I mean, it's still, given the fact that they decided to go so different with this one, like they did the bifurcation, regeneration, and blah, 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 blah. Basically, we're going to do this forever, shut the fuck up. And having him have a very different tonic is like, it just works.
It does.
I mean, hell, Capaldi had the sonic sunglasses, so...
I found it hilarious when people started getting shitty at the new screwdrivers. It doesn't even look like a screwdriver! It never just points at Capaldi.
Yeah, you remember what it could have been. I mean, I thought the sonic sunglasses were dope. I really liked him just, like, touching the side of them to scan stuff, but...
At the start, I was a bit like, oh, I don't know, but then it got better. He used it well.
Yeah, he did. Do we want... I mean, like, I don't even think we've got that many stuff on our checklist to go back through. We could be shitty at Blizzard.
We're always shitty at Blizzard.
Well, they have a new... They actually managed to get a licensed Berserk crossover with Diablo 4.
Oh, yeah.
And, to get all the skins costs $150.
Yay.
Which is just a little rough, guys. Just a little rough.
Every time they're handed the opportunity to do something in good faith and not be dicks about it, it's just, nah, let's just make this expensive as fuck.
What's really dumb is there's something actually really cool did come out of this whole thing, and Blizzard didn't make it.
Oh?
So... I don't know if you know, there's a band called Beast in Black. They're a really, really good metal band. They did a special music video to go with this event. And it's great. The song is amazing. They did full costuming for it. They got banger artists to do animation stuff for it. It's amazing.
Nice.
But you can go watch that for free on YouTube.
Yeah. I love when that happens, but like, it's one of the reasons I do still like YouTube. Just occasionally out of left field, like, here's a thing! Oh, okay.
And speaking of Blizzard, like, way out of left field, the final FTC appeal has been knocked down, and so as of now, Microsoft officially owns ActiBliz. It was the last thing that was still going through the courts, so...
It's finally done.
Yeah, it's finally done. That's the last of it.
And like, is anything being cut out from it, or is the
no,
deal
that was the last appeal that Sony and all the other companies had against Microsoft buying ActiBliz.
Nice.
It was the last appeal that they had to go through, and it's been struck down in the courts. So now there's nothing for FTC or any other company to stand on. It is now completely a Microsoft property.
I am very keen to see what drops on Game Pass in the next few months.
I mean, I feel like anything worthwhile from their catalog is already on there.
Yeah. But we'll see. Some other stuff might slowly make its way on there now that they've got the official, do what you want. Yeah, it's all yours.
Yeah, maybe. Although, speaking of, like, random, like, gamer rage stuff, apparently there's a large contingent of the Destiny community that's really annoyed that they're doing a Star Wars skin pack.
I mean, the Destiny fandom is pretty interesting.
I have another Destiny thing to talk about. Yeah.
So,
sorry, we're going to keep going. They're currently being sued for copyright for a story they wrote for the Red Tide.
Yes.
And the court, or the case wasn't thrown out of the court because they can't defend against it, because the actual story has been put into the Destiny vault. It was the Red Tide story, and they can't access the content to defend against it because they've gotten rid of it completely.
Only reason it hasn't been thrown out because the guy is like
that thing got pretty much that thing's been shredded. It's not happening. That Red Tide thing's been around for ages.
Apparently, it's still going.
No, it's still going just because
the guy wants it to keep going, but like he's got basically no legs to stand on.
Yeah,
that's
just
been
out
going
of nowhere
for
now.
ages.
They can't. Yeah, since they can't get the content, that's what people are being like. The judge is basically being a stickler, going, "No, we need to see the thing." So that's causing complications.
People have already done like breakdowns on his story and
that's the thing. The lawyers tried using those breakdowns on YouTube as their evidence.
Well, the judge didn't want to sit through 10 hours of fucking law.
Yeah.
10 hours? So you think that's how long it takes to watch the lore of Destiny? Are you fucking kidding me?
That was just the video they were using to describe this particular case of content.
Yeah. So essentially, like, the judge, I don't want to see this. This isn't evidence. Fuck off. This is a third party, like, people talking about it. Show me the actual thing. And they can't show the actual thing because the actual thing was archived. Because now, unless they show the original, the other side will just keep coming back going, no, they altered it. And just keep dragging it further. So it's so weird and so very dumb.
Yeah, that one got pretty much ripped apart pretty quick. As not gonna go anywhere.
Yeah, it's just gonna be
around
in thing for a while. But that new information was only came out the last 2 days.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Destiny community is having some fun right now. Although, like, the Star Wars thing's weird because, like, they've already done Star Wars skins and Mass Effect and God of War skins in Destiny. It's like, what are you shitty about?
I think they just want to be angry because they're not as relevant as they used to be. Because Destiny, like, the fandom used to be, like, one of the bigger fandoms, right?
No, Destiny's actually doing quite well. Surprisingly.
Yeah, but they're not the direct focus of everything anymore. Like, Destiny isn't the thing that's leading everything. People have moved on to other games and they're shrinking.
I mean, it was never leading anything. It was just popular in its niche. It's remained in that niche and been popular. It lost some of its... like, there was a big push from Warframe to try and steal its player base, and it did nick a bunch.
Oh, yeah.
But, unfortunately... Bungie knows how to make a shooter feel good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Destiny has always felt good to shoot stuff in, so it's kind of existed for a while and continues to exist. And as they go into their new expansion model, which isn't a bad idea, they're going from one expansion a year to two. Like, instead of one large expansion, they're switching over to two medium-sized expansions.
Yeah.
And they're finally going to investigate some plot that I'd completely forgotten was part of the game. Not that I play Destiny, but my housemate does, so I find out about what's going on. Yeah, they're going to do the 9, which are the spirits of the 9 planets of the Earth solar system, which, if you didn't know, was a thing in Destiny.
I haven't actually played the games. I really should sit down and play them at some point and just do
I got right into the Destinies for a while there, but holy fuck, is there like some background you need to get through?
I remember, like, Destiny was everywhere on the internet for a while. Like, every other meme was a Destiny meme.
It was one of the best examples of a looter shooter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think just with so many other looter shooters trying to capture their lightning in a different bottle, everyone's just like,
Well, arguably, Destiny was bottling Borderlands.
Yeah.
Although,
but it does help that Borderlands did drop their bottle. So,
have you seen the new Borderlands trailer?
I've seen bits and pieces.
I've seen the
It looks
announcement.
good, and I really fucking hate saying that. It really looks good.
That's the thing. They always look good, and then they get you.
Well, they're going back to single planet. They want to have a more, they're saying a more grounded combat, but at the same time, they're adding a lot more verticality. Like, you have a glide mechanic and a grapple hook now. I really like one of the things they're planning to do with guns, which is, you know how normally they'd be like, you get one gun and it's from a manufacturer?
Yeah.
Now those still happen, but now you can get guns that are made up of parts of multiple manufacturers.
Yeah, so bootleg.
So you could get Blood off base, so you got a huge clip, and a Maliwan barrel, so you do elemental damage.
Oh, that would be very good.
Yeah.
How dare they try and fix their game after they blundered?
I know, right? And the two, they've revealed 2 of the classes so far. Their new Siren, who is sort of a kind of a mix between
Will they do this one dirty like
Maya and can't remember the girl who has the summon of a robot. I can't remember her name.
I'm going to call her Steve.
My brain keeps wanting to go Gaz, but I know that's not right. That's the girl from Invader Zim.
Same energy sometimes.
I know, right? So, but she can either use her powers to do debuffing and damage and stuff, or she can summon an elemental creature, and her elemental creature matches the same element as whatever gun you've got out.
Oh,
that's pretty cool.
So, if you switch guns, it switches elements.
Oh, nice.
That could be fun.
And the other one they showed off is a dude who can create digi-weapons. So he can either create, guns and stuff, or he could, just pop out, big-ass Wolverine claws and go fucking ham.
I like that. Hard light hologram weapon.
I'm really sorry. As much as I want to be skeptical because Borderlands 3 is hot garbage.
Yeah.
Borderlands 4 looks really good.
Look, they're allowed to fumble if they can pick it back up and keep running.
Yeah.
And if this happens to be them grabbing the ball and running for the home stretch, then I'm
So the plotline setup for this one apparently is there was a planet that a company got control over, and they basically cornered it off in a section of space behind a barrier. If you remember at the end of Borderlands 3, if you finished it, I might be the only person in this podcast who did.
I did.
Lilith teleports a planet away. Yeah, Lilith teleports a planet away at the end of that game. It appears and smashes that barrier, causing a massive uplift and allowing all the oppressed people to rise up, and that's where all the bandits come from.
Nice.
So yeah, the plotline setup's good. It looks like it's doing one planet. The character classes look good. The new gun mechanic seems dope. Getting me on board, man.
That's the problem. It's like that the little thing. It's like, I'm just going to drip feed you things you like. You come back. We won't burn you again. Meanwhile, they got gas in the background.
The problem is I love the loop of Borderlands. The running
It's a
around
good
murdering
loop.
a bunch of people and then loot goes everywhere and you sift through for the bits you want, you turf the rest of it, and then you just sort of keep going in this weird malaise of bullets and loot, and it fucking works.
And then
They
the third one
fucking
happened.
Skinner
where it's
boxed
just
the
like,
shit out of me.
Yeah. It is
I mean,
good. Like, it hits all the points for my ADHD to ping off. I'm like, ooh, I like this. This is a fun thing.
I mean, come on. I own every Borderlands game. I've played all of them at least once through to completion, and 2 and 1 I've played multiple times. I'm actually playing 1 again right now because I just wanted something simple to play.
Yeah.
But it's just I don't know what to say, man.
Yeah, I haven't ended up playing Tiny Tina. It was everywhere for a bit. I never got around to
Oh,
it.
sorry. I told a lie. I have never finished Tiny Tina's fucking thing because, yeah, that did not work for me.
No.
The
was
weird
not great.
melee magic thing was not what I was looking for.
It
Not
came
from
in a humble
Borderlands.
bundle, and I installed it and tried it and didn't get out of the tutorial.
Yeah.
I just
That-
did
I mean,
not
I played-
vibe with it.
I played a little more than that. I was kind of hoping that if I let it cook, it might reveal something good. But yeah, I did same thing. It came in a humble bundle. I played it. I was like, yep, nope, not for me. I'm out. I don't like this style, this weird melee magic thing. I'm here for guns, man. I'm here for the bajillion guns.
All of the guns. Give them to me now.
Yeah. And, humor that's good, not shite.
Yes.
Oh, God.
Looking at you, Borderlands 3.
Looking at you, Borderlands movie.
We don't
Okay,
talk about Borderlands movie.
Look, man, Borderlands 3 at least, even though it failed, did try to be funny. Borderlands the movie was just garbage. That
Yeah.
wasn't even funny garbage.
It was sad, wet garbage that has dripped out from under the bag and gotten into your slivers.
It's
Yeah.
the ashes of previously burnt, sad, wet garbage.
Yeah.
And yet
Somehow
it's
it's
still less
still wet.
greasy than Randy Pitchford.
I don't think anything's that... I can't be that greasy. Like, come
He wore this fucking shirt with a bowl cut. That makes him look like a fucking Skyrim NPC.
Oh, yes. I remember seeing that pop up.
Oh, it's so dumb. I mean, like, I was actually talking to my housemate, and we came up with, like, there's a new scale for, like, how to determine how shitty your company is. On one end, you've got Todd Howard, who overpromises, but I genuinely believe thinks that he will be able to deliver. And then on the other end of the scale, you've got Randy Pitchford, who will just lie to your face. And
Yeah.
somewhere in the middle, there's a Peter Molyneux.
Yeah.
So it's sort of like, on a scale of Randy Pitchford to Todd Howard, what are you? Did you hit the Molyneux?
This feels like we could graph this in some way. Just
I
start
know.
leaving those the two extremes.
And yeah,
Same
like
way with-
because it honestly feels exactly correct. Because at one end you've got lies but is earnest about it, lies to your face, and in the middle you've got lies but doesn't think he is.
Actually, in that same vein, I recently watched the In the Lost Lands movie, and it is so bad. It feels like watching a U-Bowl movie for something that didn't already have an existing property, at least that I'm aware of. It's so bad. Do not watch it. It's not even bad in a fun way.
Yeah, I'm not going.
Like, I normally like Batista, but no.
Oh no, a bad Batista movie. I like Batista.
Like, honestly, it seems like he's the only one that was taking anything seriously, and I feel bad for him. But it's got, like, Mila Djokovic in a main role. I'm like, is this a U-Ball movie?
No, because that's
Not
not the
you,
guy who puts her in everything.
Yeah, I know, that's the Resident Evil guy.
Yeah.
I don't know why, it's just, my brain was like, this feels like the bad thing.
All right, well, we're well out past now, so I think we will wrap things up. That was a little bit of a meandering, gamey movie talk. That sounds like a good episode title.
In our defense, we were left unsupervised.
Like, I'm supposed to be the supervisor here, but I got caught up in it too.
Yeah, but that's the blind leading the blind. We're all doomed now.
Alright. Y'all have a good one.
Bye.
See ya.